only 5% of athletes can repeat the exercise from this video. And today I am going to determine the strongest almost 6 elite calisthenics athletes. My ranking and final pick will definitely spark controversy, because we are comparing completely different training styles, and I am ready to back it up. Since I've been training myself for 15 years and know a lot of strong athletes personally, I spent a long time thinking about who to nominate for this ranking, and it wasn't an easy choice. I wanted to objectively pick the strongest guys out there, and I had my doubt. I kept asking myself, is it even fair to compare freestyle and sturtlifting? Is it legit to put totally different styles head to head? Am I about to get a wave of hate? The ranking changed around 12 times, because I kept adding someone to the list, then removing them after finding someone even more deserving. Then I put together a list of around 20 athletes who would deserve to be in this ranking, but I had to narrow it down to just 6. Recently, in my opinion, these are the athletes who truly stand out. We're comparing Max True, Vitaliy Feschuk, Andry Strong, Sondre Berg, Ivan Orobets, and Nicky Lyan. I personally know some of the athletes featured in this video. Others I've been following closely on social media over the past few years. To keep things fair, we'll build this ranking from 6th place up to 1st. But all the athletes are very different, so we need to define the criteria first. So I decided to focus on overall versatility, how well-rounded each athlete really is. The first criterion is raw strength numbers in basic movements, specifically street lifting and weighted exercises. The second criterion is endurance, how many reps an athlete can grind out or how long they can hold a static position. The third criterion is creativity, whether the athlete sets trends, invents new moves, or is the first to land something unique in calisthenics. The first criterion is skills, meaning gymnastic style elements in calisthenics and the quality of execution. The fifth criterion is versatility, how well the athlete combines different skills and basic strengths work into one complete package. If needed, at the end, we'll introduce additional coefficient in the case 2 or more athletes end up tied on points. To determine the ranking, we need to compare actual results. How are we going to score this? I suggest giving from 1 to 5 points for each of the 5 criteria, then adding everything up and choosing the winner. Let's go one by one, watch footage of each athlete and break down the scores. Max True is a multiple-time European competition champion and a Guinness World Record holder. He's one of the strongest athletes in basic movements, but he doesn't train freestyle at all. Occasionally you can see him performing front lever, human flag, or handstand push-ups, and recently he's been very active at competitions, both as a guest and as a competitor, taking podium spots across Europe. One of his first Guinness records was 26 muscle-ups. He also performed 18 muscle-ups on gymnastics rings. What really stands out about his technique is you can never tell if Max is tired. Every single rep looks almost identical. Vitaliy Feschuk. His numbers are insane. Pull-ups with 130 kilos added on a dip belt and dips with 200 kilos added. His body weight is 104 kilos. He can do 10 one-arm pull-ups, muscle-ups with 56 kilos added, 30 planche push-ups, and he performs a wide range of calisthenics skills. Over the last few years, Feschuk has also been training bench press, squats, and deadlifts, and his numbers there are impressive too. Andry's strong. He was one of the first to land unique gymnastic-style tricks, set trends, and make others follow his lead. He started in gymnastics, performed in the circus, and won gymnastics competitions. Later, when he began building his presence on social media, he hit peak shape. This athlete performs tricks that only a handful of people in the world can replicate. Sondre Berg. This athlete specializes in handstands. He performs absolutely insane variations of this movement. And keep in mind, he's tall, which makes everything even harder. He has built a strong reputation and has been invited to major YouTube channels. I've never seen him compete, but what he shows on Instagram definitely deserves attention. He has his own unique style. Ivan Orobets, a very well-rounded athlete. He can do over 15 muscle-ups, 16 festo reps, and perform basically any variation of planche or front lever. In my opinion, he's underrated. He has his own audience, but you should definitely keep an eye on him. Right now, he's not competing. He's focused purely on strength skills. He's not really into dynamic moves, so he almost never does freestyle. Most of his training is skills-focused, but he still keeps the basics in his program. Nicky Lyan, another very interesting athlete I discovered not long ago, and he was a real surprise for me. On video, he doesn't look like someone with massive muscles, but what he can do in calisthenics commands serious respect. He performs different variations of front lever and planche with clean, solid form. Judging by his Instagram, he competes quite a lot, so he has real experience in modern competitions. Out of everyone in today's ranking, only 2 athletes are still actively competing. The others, for different reasons, are currently not competing. So let's rate the nominees on a 5-point scale. Sondre Berg. The athlete is creative and performs unique elements, but his work is more one-dimensional. Handstands are his narrow specialization, and we don't know how he would perform in competition since he hasn't competed. Street lifting 3 points, endurance 3 points, creativity 5 points, skills 4 points, versatility 3 points. Ivan Orobets. He's a strong athlete who focuses only on strength elements, no freestyle and not much classic base work. We know each other indirectly, but he hasn't competed in a long time, so we don't know his current real level. Street lifting 3 points, endurance 4 points, creativity 4 points, skills 4, versatility 3. Nicky Lyan. He focuses mainly on elements, planche, front lever. Among freestyle athletes, he might be top 3, but compared to the athletes in this video, we don't really know his raw strength numbers in pull-ups and dips. Street lifting 3 points, endurance 4 points, creativity 4 points, skills 5 points, versatility 3 points. Max True. I met Max once at a competition, and I've been following him for about 10 years. He has always been a benchmark of endurance. Street lifting 4 points, endurance 5 points, creativity 4 points thanks to his records and unconventional basic sets, skills 3, versatility 3 points. Let's adapt to the scores for this participant. Right now, 5th and 6th place are tiered between Ivan Orobets and Sondre Berg, with 18 points total. 3rd and 4th place are tied between Max True and Nicky Lyan, with 19 points. So the athletes are literally neck and neck, but everything could still change at the end if we have to introduce coefficient. We're getting to the most interesting part, deciding the winner. It's extremely hard to choose between 1st and 2nd place. The winner here really has to stand out. Andry Strong. We also know each other indirectly. We lived in the same city for a few years, and I've already made a video about him on this channel. Andry is the most creative athlete in this ranking because some of the elements he performed were world firsts. He created new moves and set trends. I knew Andry back when he had just a few hundred followers, and then he grew to collaborating with some of the strongest athletes in the world. Between YouTube and Instagram, he's close to 1 million followers, and he truly deserves the numbers and views he gets. Vitaliy Feschuk, on the other hand, dominates in absolute strength, especially considering his body weight. He trains basic movements with extremely heavy weights, sets records in street lifting, and also works high-rep endurance. For example, 50 pull-ups at a body weight of 104 kilograms. He also performs strength-based skills. Of course, in freestyle, he probably wouldn't take podium spots right now at that body weight, but in street lifting and overall strength creativity, he's definitely among the best. So, let's assign the scores. Vitaliy Feschuk, street lifting, 5 points, endurance, 5 points, creativity, 4 points, skills, 3. Andry Strong, street lifting, 3 points, endurance, 4 points, creativity, 5 points, skills, 5. That leaves versatility. Andry Strong, 4 points, Vitaliy Feschuk, 5 points. Let's calculate. Andry has 21 points. Vitaliy has 22 points. Let's look at the overall table again. But wait, something feels off. If Vitaliy Feschuk takes first place that easily with such a small margin, something's not right. We need to introduce coefficients and recalculate, especially since we also have a tie for third and fourth place. Let's be honest, strength can't equal creativity, just like endurance can't equal versatility. So, here are the adjustment coefficients. You can see them on the screen. Now, let's recalculate the athlete's ranking. Feschuk stays at the top. Max barely edges out Nicky Lyan by 0.2 of a point and takes third place. Orobets comes in fifth, just ahead of Sondre Berg. Write in the comments how you would distribute the points and do you agree with this ranking. Of course, I probably left out some strong athletes from this list. That's why in the next video we can compare more names. Maybe it'll be Jan Borsigel, Viktor Kamenov or Eric Cortes. Help me in the comments to find 3 more candidates and suggest your own evolution criteria for the next ranking. Here's a question for you. Wanna master strength skills like handstand, human flag, muscle-ups, front lever, planche, and more? They're not just impressive to watch, they're fun to learn and will seriously boost your strength. If you're looking for step-by-step training guides, workout plans, and technique breakdowns with photos or videos, hit me up. Full list and details are in the description.